Sitting on the back porch having a beer, talking about his farm and his old John Deere, thanking the Lord for his four-wheel drive, making life easier for him to survive. He plowed 80 acres and he sowed it in corn, loaded up the hay when the weather was warm, all in the grain before the winter came in. Dad, he really loved his old John Deere. He's got a John Deere tractor and a long green trailer, a John Deere mower and a John Deere baler. Everything that Daddy had was made by John Deere. He even wished that one day there'd be a John Deere beer. You know it's not that easy to farm out west, but when you're driving the Deere, you're driving the best. She's got 100 horses when you put her in gear. Nothing runs like an old John Deere. He's got a John Deere tractor and a long green trailer, a John Deere mower and a John Deere baler. Everything that Daddy had was made by John Deere. He even wished that one day there'd be a John Deere beer. Oh, get out now. Tractor and a long green trailer, a John Deere mower and a John Deere baler. Everything that Daddy had was made by John Deere. He even wished that one day there'd be a John Deere beer. He's got a John Deere tractor and a long green trailer, a John Deere mower and a John Deere baler. Everything that Daddy had was made by John Deere. He even wished that one day there'd be a John Deere beer. Oh, we need a John Deere beer. Oh, John Deere beer. John Deere beer. Shut her down. Beer, talking about his farm and his old John Deere, thanking the Lord for his four-wheel drive, making life easier for him to survive. He plowed 80 acres and he sowed it in corn, loaded up the hay when the weather was warm, all in the grain before the winter came in. Dad, he really loved his old John Deere. He's got a John Deere tractor and a long green trailer, a John Deere mower and a John Deere baler. Everything that Daddy had was made by John Deere. He even wished that one day there'd be a John Deere beer. You know it's not that easy to farm out west, but when you're driving the Deere, you're driving the best. She's got 100 horses when you put her in gear. Nothing runs like an old John Deere. He's got a John Deere tractor and a long green trailer, a John Deere mower and a John Deere baler. Everything that Daddy had was made by John Deere. He even wished that one day there'd be a John Deere beer. Oh, get out now. Tractor and a long green trailer, a John Deere mower and a John Deere baler. Everything that Daddy had was made by John Deere. He even wished that one day John Deere beer. He's got a John Deere tractor and a long green trailer, a John Deere mower and a John Deere baler. Everything that Daddy had was made by John Deere. He even wished it one day to be a John Deere beer. Oh, we need a John Deere beer. Oh, John Deere beer. John Deere beer. Shut her down. Beer, talking about his farm and his old John Deere, thanking the Lord for his four-wheel drive, making life easier for him to survive. He plowed 80 acres and he sowed it in corn, loaded up the hay when the weather was warm, all in the grain before the winter came in. Daddy really loved his old John Deere. He's got a John Deere tractor and a long green trailer, a John Deere mower and a John Deere baler. Everything that Daddy had was made by John Deere. He even wished it one day to be a John Deere beer. You know it's not that easy to farm out west, but when you're driving the Deere, you're driving the best. She's got 100 horses when you put her in gear. Nothing runs like an old John Deere. He's got a John Deere tractor and a long green trailer, a John Deere mower and a John Deere baler. Everything that Daddy had was made by John Deere. He even wished it one day to be a John Deere beer. Oh, get out now. Tractor and a long green trailer, a John Deere mower and a John Deere baler. Everything that Daddy had was made by John Deere. He even wished it one day to be a John Deere beer. He's got a John Deere tractor and a long green trailer, a John Deere mower and a John Deere baler. Everything that Daddy had was made by John Deere. He even wished it one day to be a John Deere beer. Oh, we need a John Deere beer. Oh, John Deere beer. John Deere beer. Shut her down. Beer, talking about his farm and his old John Deere, thanking the Lord for his four-wheel drive, making life easier for him to survive. He plowed 80 acres and he sowed it in corn, loaded up the hay when the weather was warm, all in the grain before the winter came in. Daddy really loved his old John Deere. He's got a John Deere tractor and a long green trailer, a John Deere mower and a John Deere baler. Everything that Daddy had was made by John Deere. He even wished it one day to be a John Deere beer. You know it's not that easy to farm out west, but when you're driving the Deere, you're driving the best. She's got 100 horses when you put her in gear. Nothing runs like an old John Deere. Everything that Daddy had was made by John Deere. He even wished that one day there'd be a John Deere beer. Oh, get out now. Tractor and a long green trailer, a John Deere mower and a John Deere baler. Everything that Daddy had was made by John Deere. He even wished that one day there'd be a John Deere beer. He's got a John Deere tractor and a long green trailer, a John Deere mower and a John Deere baler. Everything that Daddy had was made by John Deere. He even wished that one day there'd be a John Deere beer. Oh, we need a John Deere beer. Oh, John Deere beer. John Deere beer. Shut her down. Beer, talking about his farm and his old John Deere, thanking the Lord for his four-wheel drive, making life easier for him to survive. He plowed 80 acres and he sowed it in corn, loaded up the hay when the weather was warm, all in the grain before the winter came in. Daddy really loved his old John Deere. He's got a John Deere tractor and a long green trailer, a John Deere mower and a John Deere baler. Everything that Daddy had was made by John Deere. He even wished that one day there'd be a John Deere beer.